Alright, so we're back here with this rv90 engine. Got it all pulled out of the machine. This is the one with the stuck kicker. What's going on here is we got nothing when we spin the kicker. Now if I turn the motor just a smidge, then it'll hit teeth like we have these ones right here. See them sitting there? Those are the teeth that fell out of the case when we started poking around to see what the damage was. So what we're gonna do is we have to split the case in order to change the kick start gear, which is right down in here, which is protected by this case side right here. So this whole case side, well actually the opposite case side, opposite side of the case needs to come off. So we're gonna start taking that off, and well, we'll see what we end up with. All right, hopefully you guys can see what the hell I'm doing. Oh, I suppose take this cover off first. This is the clutch adjustment right here. So what we're gonna do, all the bits have to end up in the right side case. So I'll have to take the cylinder off. I'll have to take all this off of here. Like basically I gotta break the motor down all the way down. So I went ahead and loosened some things here ahead of time. And take this arm off here. Oh, that don't look so great. A little wallered out there. Guess we'll see how that comes out. I may need to take this back off again. I'm not entirely sure, because I've never done one of these motors before. So you're learning just like me here. Learning with me. Learning with Jake. Let's see what's underneath cover number 2. It's the stator. Anything. There we go. All right. Set those pieces all together. All right, I already went ahead and used my impact screwdriver here to loosen all these. You never know. Might run into a little bit of an issue. Nate, you want to go grab that cardboard cutout so I can start putting these holes in? Putting these bolts in the holes. That's the other thing, is you want to make sure that with an engine you're not intimately familiar with, that all of the nuts and bolts go back into the original holes. Made a mirrored view, I guess. I don't know, maybe it's that. Maybe it's like this. Oh, look at that. So you can put little holes for these guys. That's what we'll do, is put them on the pattern so that way everything goes back in its designated hole. I don't have to spend a long time looking up which bolt goes in which hole. Although most of the time it's pretty evident which one goes where. But not always. They like to trick you a little bit every now and then. Alright, so here we are back with the flywheel puller. It's a left-handed thread. I do believe it's an M27 by 1. Let's thread this guy into here. So yeah, you heard me right. It's reverse threaded, left-hand thread. We'll pull this flywheel off. what I'm going to try to do here is take out all these bolts once I take the top end off and use my case separator to push on these two shafts and pull that out by screwing into like these bolt holes here, this one down here. You put bolts in there and then pull on the case while pushing on the shafts. That's the idea. Alright, let's pull the top end off. We're just about ready to rip this side apart. So, time to take the top end off. I mean, in the manual it says to do this earlier, but I wanted to make sure the piston and everything wasn't flopping around. Should maybe start live streaming these, huh? Watch me rip apart a motor in real time. All right. Just so those guys don't go rolling their own merry way. Ooh, glad we didn't fire that guy up. Holy crap, there's some shit in there. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or got caught in a piston ring or something. You know, just because we're lucky. Let's see if we can get a close-up of this here. See all that stuff down inside the head there. Oop, wrong way. See all that stuff down in there? That is not healthy for a motor. She glides nice and smooth. You got the piston?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Oh man, I'll tell you what, this piston cylinder, it's got one little gouge there. Not too bad. You guys want to see what this looks like? I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is one little gouge right there. Seems to always happen with all these two-strokes. Right there. On the exhaust side, there's a little bit of a ripple. We're going to try to hone that out a little bit, clean that up. Let's take a look at everything else now. There's some stuff in there. I think that was for me. And I pulled this girl loose. We'll clean all this up since I gotta split the cases here anyway. All this will get cleaned off. None of this sand will get down in there. We'll make sure we find all them little metal pieces. I don't really like taking these pistons off. Ooh, it's got a little bit of marring on that side. Gonna have to ask the customer if he wants to spend the money on a new piston or not. Personally, I think it'd be wise to do so. I mean, you already got the motor ripped apart, but ring's showing a little bit of wear on them. Starting to have a little bit of a lip there. I bet you this thing would have ran just fine if the kicker was working. So let's see if we can get away. Just taking this one side apart.
Gonna take the gasket off?
The base gasket?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess every little bit,
If you split it apart, it's probably not gonna handle that very well.
Yeah, I ordered all new gaskets and everything anyway.
I was hoping to come off.
No, it's just...
Of course not.
It's just chipping away like Bakelite, whatever that old plastic was. Bakelite, whatever you want to call it.
We're gonna
I'm gonna start.
loosen them up.
Yep, I'm start popping these. But the split is free of the gasket. I have to get another piece of cardboard to mark all these where these all go, so that way they all go back into their original home. Holy crap. I do not like that, Sam. I am. Alright. Well, we're going to turn this sucker. You guys ain't going to be able to see anything anyway. Day 2, case splitting. Alright, so made a little pattern here. So that way we can put all the bolts in their spots where everything is going to go.
You're gonna have that copyright music in the background. You can't have that.
I don't think anybody will be able to hear it. Right, quiet down that Nintendo.
Copyright.
I'm not monetized, so you can suck my beanbag.
I guess. So,
Till I am.
yep.
And then they're like, yeah, glad you played that music. Thank you.
Yeah, that's not coming out very easy though. I don't want to
I see that.
wing it.
You want to make sure you run in a good 3-4 threads, so that way you got some meat there to pull on. So if you only do like 2 threads in, it'll strip it out for sure. The amount of stress that you're putting on this. You want to run that guy in there good and tight.
Do we need some more 2x4s?
So then square it up, run your nuts down. All right, I like to do this part by hand because, yeah, the preponderancy of power tools to wreck shit is always a thing.
What size is that?
All right, so we got the case split, figured out that it was this little bolt here. It doesn't mention it in the manual, which is awesome. This has to be pulled out. This was holding everything up. So once we take this off of here, gotta make sure that we don't drop any of the bits that are in here, because there's a washer that sits right here on the other side of the bearing, and then that other push rod there. So let's get this down out of the way and find out where she's broken. So it's these down here that are broken. You see that down there? So you take off your snap ring and your washer. Now, this is what's crazy is, look at this, it has two little pieces that come apart. that hold that gear up. And then once you take this gear off, see this side goes down to mesh into here. Then you can take this piece out. See? That slides out of there, and then you got to take this off the shift dog here. Pull these gears out. And then these I put back on here so that I don't get the order mixed up. But then we get down to what's broken. So if you look down here, you can see that the teeth here on this gear is completely fucked up. And then if you look right down here, this reciprocating gear here is also missing a bunch of teeth. So we'll have to take this whole shift drum and everything out in order to get this free. This is not great here, which means I'm gonna have to disassemble this whole deal. I gotta take this all out. All this has to come out, and I'm gonna have to buy a mess of gears to replace it. So if you have an RV90 where the shift gear is sticking or broken, don't buy it. Unless you want to watch my video 50 times, because I believe it's probably the only one on the internet. Oh yeah, this one's missing all kind of teeth. Look at all them teeth gone. You know? So both those gears will have to be replaced. I'm going to have to look on the interwebs and see what I can find. In the meantime, though, I'm going to reassemble this with that little washer there on the bottom. Make sure that's there when you put her back in. And see what's available on the interwebs. Gotta find the hole. It's always a problem for me. So now this is the fun part. You gotta hold this up, right? So that those drop into that little drop down there. Damn it. The snap ring is kicking my ass. See, and then that holds that gear up into position right here. There we go. That seems right. See, the two gears should mesh. Damn near flush. Alright, time to order some parts, guys. See me in the next installment. We'll put this bad boy back together. Like and subscribe.